I created Dust 2 original map with the latest technologies in Unreal Engine 5. This is the original Dust 2 map. It looks really old and low quality. However, with the new technology we can achieve something really cool from this dusty old map. So let's do it! I found a Dust 2 model online and imported it to Unreal Engine and used my character that we created in the last video, and yeah, there's no collision. I guess fixing things starts from now, which is a bit disappointing to be honest, since I expected things to work a little bit easier. We'll fix the collision and start roaming around the map to see what we can fix next. We'll have to fix the lighting and add ray tracing, add volumetric clouds and fog. We'll improve the texture quality and create new materials and lots of effects that will give the Dust 2 a modern yet familiar look. You will be surprised to see how far this dusty map can get pushed. None of the meshes are receiving any shadows, so we need to fix it first. The materials are set to be unlit. That's easy. We'll set them to be lit and fix the materials one by one. The problem is how fixed. Now we need to fix the meshes that are not blocking the light. Probably their normals are flipped, but we don't care. Since the optimization is not an issue here, we can just set them all to be two-sided and fix the problem easily. Let's make sure that all the ray tracing features are enabled, including ray traced shadows and mega lights. This will have a huge impact on how this dusty map will look. Now we're facing light leaking problems all over the place, which is because our Dust 2 mesh is pretty big. We need to divide it into chunks and hopefully that will fix it. And the easiest way to do it was not using Blender. Unreal Engine's built-in modeling tools did the job pretty well. The atmosphere is pretty important in this map, so let's change the light direction and post-processing effects to capture Dust 2's original look and feel. Some of the meshes are missing. I found a way to batch import and position them easily, and then I had to fix their materials for this scene one by one. Now we have to place rect lights with soft shadows for the light meshes in the tunnels. Ray tracing can light the scene using the bright materials on the lights, but we really don't want that. Therefore, we need to place the lights manually. We had created a rain effect for a previous video in Tokyo that was made of 2 rain particle systems to improve performance. We don't need them here and we remove them. Now the atmosphere looks a lot more like the original Dust 2. I promised we will improve the texture quality, and here it is. We'll use an AI upscaler to upscale our textures 4 times, and the result is a much better looking yet similar to the original map. And we have to do it for every diffuse texture for every material used in the scene. A tedious task, but a very rewarding one. Next step is to create normal maps and displacement maps to give the materials actual depth and a much more realistic look. I created the normal and displacement maps using an online tool and created Parallax Occlusion Mapping to simulate the depth using GPU in real time. This one trick improved everything a lot. I just had to do it for every material in this old dusty map. We have to fix some of the sun's effects to give this scene a better look. We don't need bloom or light shaft in this case, since we will have volumetric fog and other simulations. We then added volumetric clouds that cast real shadows on our world and made them more dense and fast to make our scene look more dynamic. Now that our sun and clouds are set, it's time for volumetric fog. I created a volumetric fog shader and added it to a simple cube to simulate volumetric fog that doesn't react to the player. To set the mood in this old map, the fog reacts to the clouds moving and makes our scene more dynamic. We are achieving a great result here. We just have to add more details like dirt decals. I added different transparent dirt decals to be blended with the world. They look awesome. To set the mood, we added flickering materials to our light materials and our light functions. This will set our path to make everything look more wild, to show the violent history in this dusty map. We then added sparks and lighting Niagara systems to our flickering lights. It needs more details that we'll create later on. For now, it looks really good. This map was under construction, but because the amount of damage is too much, they left it half finished. We will add this piece of the story with some imperfections to our environment. It's impossible to imagine the improved version of this map without the wind. We will add that using some baked flipbook animations that can be lit by the sun. They blend really well with the environment. To capture the most out of this scene, we need a real first-person camera to actually feel that we are there. I just added a new camera and put a switch there. A word of caution here. It can make you dizzy, but it's worth it. After they left the construction unfinished, they had to release a toxic gas in the environment that will knock out trespassers. We will create this effect using Niagara fluids. This effect reacts to the player and looks spectacular. Then we'll clean up all the volumetrics and fog assets in the scene so they look more subtle and a better part of this world. We left the sparks effect unfinished. To complete that, we need cables attached to the light cable and a loose one at the end. The sparks will happen at the end of that loose cable. This effect was pretty fun to create and completes our imagination for this legendary map, though it's not our last step for this presentation. For this last step, we need to change the character to something more fun with colorful clothes. This is Dust 2 after all, and we need all the colors we can get. We'll swap the characters in our blueprint and we're good to go. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The grand showcase of improved version of Dust 2 in Unreal Engine 5. I hope you enjoy it.